As promised, this is my second sketchbook tour for my collection of sketchbooks. I started this in May 2009 and finished it August 2009. I was pretty eager sketchbooker back then. So just flipping through this sketchbook in preparation for this video, I remember exactly who I looked to for inspiration at that time. Who was an artist who sketched every day with micron pen and finished off his sketches with watercolor. He sketched really everyday mundane situations, and that's what appealed to me when I did this sketchbook. I tried to capture everyday moments of my friends, of sketching in cafes, just objects like this backhoe, caterpillar backhoe. Again, I also was really into hand-drawn type at that point, and you'll see hand-drawn type peppered throughout this sketchbook in all my spreads. I really enjoyed sketching in cafes at that time. I still do to this day, but back then that's where I would kill a few hours with a coffee and a pastry and sketching. The waterfront. I think I was at a Starbucks that day. More people. Moonbeam Cafe in Kensington Market in Toronto is one of my favorite places to sketch. Really relaxed. It's an indie cafe. And like I said in my first video, I did a whole series of finished drawings of independent cafes of Toronto. I'll probably show that in a future video. This was in Kensington Market. The roastery, now it's out of business actually. I just walked by the other day, but this was a great open indie cafe again here in Toronto. A lot of tables, a lot of people to sketch. Sketching cars are my weak point. I'm going to have to keep on practicing car sketching. Something from the Royal Ontario Museum. I think I still had an annual membership at that point. Some experimentation with a bit of collage right there. I'm not too sure who that was. This was the Orange Alert Cafe right by the Ontario College of Art. I remember sketching this scene, and this person right here caught me sketching them, and I think he was related to the art college and just continued talking and really ignored me, which was greatly appreciated. Kipling subway station. I would think I was waiting for a ride and had time to sketch this. My sister's old house in Milton, Ontario. I actually someone commissioned me to draw her living room from this exact vantage point, and that's basically where made me realize that I had some kind of talent that I could offer people, and so he commissioned me for this my first professional gig. I think that again was my sister's backyard. I really like how the shadow worked here. That was quite nice. This was, I was sketching in Kensington Market. This is where Wanda's Pie in the Sky is. And I was sketching on a busy Sunday afternoon, and this guy, John, walked by me, and he saw I was sketching, and he asked if I could show him this particular sketchbook. And he was the first guy who asked me if I could draw something for him. And that was my sister's living room, which you saw back a few spreads. And yeah, I really appreciate John, because he's basically the one who set me on my artistic path and pursuing it more seriously. A fruit vegetable shop in Kensington Market. This again happened in 2009, and if you walk through Kensington Market, you won't see any shops like this anymore. One of the small gripes I have with the gentrification of Kensington Market. No more mom and pop shops. It's basically, well, indie shops, but more gentrified, like coffee shops and taquerias, things like that. This was at the Toronto Harbourfront Art Centre, I think it was called, Toronto, and they have a series of studios, art studios. This was a glass blowing one, and I remember I was standing off to the side while sketching this, and there was a whole crowd to the right of me. And this particular drawing eventually ended up in their Harbourfront newsletter, and I think on their website. But this was years ago, and I'm not too sure it's still up, but that was one of my first pieces that were in the public realm. This is the Yorkville Parkette, and this particular big rock was transported from Northern Ontario, and at the time they installed it, I think it cost $500,000 or something like that. And there was a big hoo-ha in Toronto about spending that much money on just a piece of rock, but it really makes that parkette a unique place to visit. St. Lawrence Market, another favorite spot of mine to sketch. The Baldwin Street Chinese Bakery, this was, I forgot their name, but it was always busy. It was I'd usually go there after Aikido classes for a quick snack. They had fantastic tofu buns, always a line up there. Sadly, it's gone. It's been gone for quite a while. I wish they reopened, but they haven't. So I'm going to have to find my tofu buns somewhere else. So that's my sister. This is her old house, and the spread that I showed a few pages ago, I took it from, she has a dining room table right there. I took it from that vantage point looking this way. Subway sketching, another favorite of mine. This was my old apartment. This is where the magic happens. Yes, I love cooking, and I spent a lot of time in front of the oven there. Harbourfront, a super yacht. I remember a person, I spent about an hour and a half sketching this scene, and a woman exited off the yacht, deboarded, I guess, and then that was at the beginning of my sketch, and she came back an hour and a half later with shopping bags. I guess that's what the rich do. They just travel to different cities and shop. Another shot of the St. Lawrence Market. Experimentation. If anybody knows how to get rid of fruit flies or just cut them down, please let me know. This, I think, was a Starbucks, yeah, at College and Euclid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was there. It's closed down now as well. My old apartment. The Royal Ontario Museum, as you can see, the Dead Sea Scrolls came, and I remember this particular gallery. It was really dark, and I had to get it down quite quickly. And there was actually a museum employee who saw this and passed this image on to other people there at the museum. One of the Asian gallery, I think, at the ROM. More ROM spreads. And I think we've come to an end. Oh, check this out. Your pictures are beautiful. You are amazing. Have a nice day. This was at the ROM, August 11th, 2009. That was quite nice. I don't remember how I got that small note, but that was quite nice of that girl. Anyways, so this is another sketchbook tour. There it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.